Hi, I'm Sarah Nero, and in this video we are going to go through some basics of graphing and plotting in MATLAB. We are going to follow the steps on the left side of the screen and the display commands for MATLAB on the right. This list will also be in the description of the video, alongside the time marker for each topic for easy access if you're looking for something specific. So to construct 2D graphs, you need two functions. So I have x right here, which is my bounds, and then I have y right here, which is a function of x. To display this 2D graph, you use the plot function, and then you define the two variables, which I have as x and y. So now let's run it. Video project 1, and we see that this blue line comes up displaying the graph. Within the plot function, you can also use some customizations that MATLAB offers. So within the plot function, we are going to define a new line color from the original blue to color red using the R, changing it to a dotted line using the colon symbol, and then we're going to add some markers using the X. And then we close that, and now we're going to run it. And now you can see that we have a dotted line with X's on each marker. You can also label the axes and title the graph using the X label, Y label, and title functions. So here, let's see, we can label the X-axis as X-axis, and then I already labeled the other two, and run the code, and it shows the Y-axis, the X-axis, and the title. Let's continue on to 3D graphing. So we're going to use our two previously defined variables, x and y, put them into a square bracket, and equal them to mesh grid. This puts them into the same array. Then we are going to define a third variable in terms of x and y. Then we are going to use the contour function of the three variables to put them onto the same graph. Then I use the color map function to change the colors to the jet color scheme. On the left there are more examples of color functions. Then we're going to run it, and this is what a contour map looks like. To fill in the contour plot that we just defined, we use the contour f function with all the same variables we had before. And then we're going to run it, and now we see that it's all filled. The last 3D plot we're going to look at today is the surface plot. So it's basically the same as the contour plot, except instead of using the contour function, we use the surf function. And now when we run the final code, it looks like this, a surface function. And that was a quick summary of graphics and plotting in MATLAB. In case you missed anything as I went along, I have all the codes I typed out throughout the video on the right of the screen, and the notes on the left of the screen, and the time markers of each topic covered in the description. Hope you enjoyed.